tell ya.
Yes. She's back, everybody.
Oh my God, Sarah. You look so good. You look so good.
Oh, stop it. I haven't changed.
It's a podcast, not a cast pod. HeyFrase, every day she'll make you say,
Oh my God.
she got the scoop on pop culture news. So grab a drink, it ain't what you think. It's Sarah and the crew.
My favorite person ever.
Stop. You're my favorite person ever. I have missed you. Why has it seemed like you've been gone like a month?
I feel like I've been gone a month.
You've been gone like a week and a half, but it seems like it's been
Like an eternity.
I know, an eternity.
I have vacation hangover, and not even from alcohol, just like the emotional exhaustion and the happiness. It's just like, I'm just still overwhelmed.
Maybe from the weather here too. You were just in, what is it, Oaxaca? Is that how am I saying it right?
Oaxaca. No, it's Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
Yes, Oaxaca, Mexico.
In Oaxaca, Mexico, you were enjoying 80-degree weather.
Oh my gosh. 85, 90s, living large. Like, if I can just explain, like, your heart exploding, just like love, family, vacation.
Amazing.
That's what it was.
I know. Well, I was living for your Insta story the entire time. It's AJ on the mic.
AJ on the mic, yes.
A lot of you guys, by the way, I'll first say a lot of you are joining us on YouTube, and you'll probably notice today is the first day, and if you're catching up on the podcast, today's the first day we're no longer live on Facebook. We love you, Facebook, but adios. So we're solely on YouTube, and then we'll be sharing some highlights of the show on Facebook so we can stay engaged with you there. But every Monday, every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m., we are going to be solely live streaming on YouTube. You need to follow and subscribe to @HeyFrase. You know HeyFrase is everywhere. So follow and subscribe. We're live today on YouTube, and we'll be answering your comments. You can comment below, say hi. We want to see, you can weigh in. Audio is a bit hot from James Blackwell, age.
Oh, okay.
She's doing everything today because we have a snow day. If you're here in DC, we have a snow day. So our Luis, our digital content creator, couldn't make it in. Christina, some of our interns live way out. So they weren't able to come in today. So she's doing everything. She's doing and she's been away for like 2 weeks. So it's kind of like it's like
it's a lot at once. It's thrown at me. We're not drinking today, so maybe I won't have the fuzz from the drinking. So we're good. We're hammed up on coffee right now.
Practically Organized says, welcome back, AJ.
Thank you.
Agree. We have so much to talk about on this show. Tons of things going on overnight in the pop culture world, including something breaking this morning about Jussie Smollett. Apparently, police in Chicago have offered him this one last option. If you're not familiar with the whole, I mean, I don't know if you've been
catching up.
This.
I was catching up with Paul's episode, and so I listened to that. I just can't believe it was staged, apparently, but we don't.
Totally staged. I mean, we went on. Well, you were here the episodes that we were defending Jussie Smollett.
We completely defended him. Yeah.
A lot of people from the start said the whole thing seemed fishy. You know, that these two guys attacked him on one of the coldest nights in Chicago, 2:30 a.m. with bleach, and then put a noose around his neck. Of course, now it looks like he paid these two brothers. That's what these Nigerian brothers are telling the police. But he's lawyered up. He's got Mark Garagos. We'll tell you more about this story because I'm addicted.
Well, it's just so insane. Why would somebody stage it like that? You know, he's already a big star. What more does he need staged? In this economy? You're going to stage that shit? No, it is completely... Okay.
We're going to do a complete recap of your Mexico trip.
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you about it.
I can't wait to get into that. And then I want you to answer the question if you have a top sheet on your bed or no top sheet.
Okay.
I love this story.
I know.
I think it's so gross, and I can't imagine that people are doing this.
Well, they're targeting it towards millennials don't have top sheets, right?
Of course.
We're always shitting on millennials, right? We're just like the shit on generation.
Megan says, thanks so much. It's great to be joining you guys on YouTube. Now I can watch because it's a snow day. Woohoo. Melanie says, snow day, no work for me. James Blackwell says that he's also, quote, in quotations, working from home. And then my favorite, Rasheem Stewart, says, Sarah, you look so breathtakingly beautiful as always. Thank you so much. Rasheem, I adore you. In your eyes, I never age.
I never age. Well, you really don't, Sarah.
I never age. All right, look, I want to thank a couple of sponsors. We're going to do that. Then we're going to get into the full recap of AJ's trip. You guys know that we love Dr. Mary. She is a big sponsor of the HeyFrase podcast. Total Dental Care, MD.com is the website. Go see her in Germantown, Maryland. life changing. People ask me about how my teeth are so white. I also have periodontal disease. Dr. Mary did a 180 for me, completely changed my life. So she does a really comprehensive for $99 cleaning. That doesn't include all your x-rays. You may need some x-rays, but your insurance will cover most of it. And they're so incredibly thorough. Make your appointment. Go to totaldentalcaremd.com to take advantage of that $99 special. I am going back. I have to have my little periodontal surgery. I have some cavities. I know you're thinking, does this woman even brush her teeth? But I really do. I swear. She's so good. So definitely check out Dr. Mary. We absolutely love her. Also, our mindful eating seminar is coming up this Sunday, February 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. in Arlington, Virginia. It's the first time ever I have teamed live in person with Robin Mize, who's my mindful eating therapist. And guess what? So right now, we had one of our sponsors agree to pay a portion of the fees because they believe in this mindful eating seminar so much. So right now, for the first 10 people, and I believe we've already sold 4 or 5, so there might be 5 tickets left. 5 tickets left at $75. Okay. So right now there's a huge special. It's at eventbrite.com mindful eating. You can go to HeyFrase.com. Tickets are on sale for the next 10 people. Thanks to our sponsors for just $75. They're going to be making up the remaining $50 of that. So you don't have to pay it. So go there today, eventbrite.com. We'll see you on Sunday. It is awesome. If you have yo-yo dieted your entire life, if you just want to have a great and healthy relationship with food, want to lose weight naturally, this is your seminar. So mindful eating, and it's heyfrase.com. Boom, you can buy your tickets. And then we also want to tell you about, we've got a live podcast. We're doing a lot of cool live podcasts coming up.
Yes.
I know, I'm excited.
This was our dream, right?
I know. I can't wait to tell you about the Bloomingdale's one, but also at Umaya in downtown DC. Okay. So we are having a great event with them. You can also, if you want to RSVP your lunch spot, you can actually have lunch, which is really cool. You can have lunch and then hang out with us. How amazing would that be?
Have some. Is there going to be cocktails?
Everything.
Champagne?
And we're recording on a Wednesday, by the way. So it's just a little bit earlier than what we normally do. It's going to be from 11 to noon, but you can make reservations through Umaya's website. Come down. You can have tons of sake we'll be having. It's happening March 6th, starting at 11 a.m. Again, you can RSVP through Eventbrite. We've already had several people doing that. So the pop-up podcast happening March 6th. Angus is going to be there. Kimberly's going to be there. It's going to be an amazing day. It's 733 10th Street Northwest in DC. And as I said, Wednesday, March 6th. If you want more info for that, you can go to heyfrase.com or you can hit up my Eventbrite page. Okay, so you have been away.
Yes.
You have been in Mexico for your brother's wedding.
Brother's wedding, yes. And they did it there because it's so much more affordable. And my father's family my grandmother was born there. And a couple of my uncles and aunts were raised there. I wish
that I had thought of this before my wedding is going down.
I thought of you because, we're always cutting cords. Sarah's like, do I need these? They're bright light up letters. People can take pictures in front of them, but they're $5,000 a letter.
Oh, the marquee letters? Yes. I've already rented them.
Oh, God.
I know. I'm a sucker.
We say we're cutting corners here, but you're not. You're going full throttle.
And I thought of you. Marquee, they're lawn letters. They stand 4 feet high and they spell out Mr. and Mrs. and they're illuminated.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. Already rented. Yeah.
See, let me tell you this. My brother had an entire mother effing parade. I'm talking down the Mexican streets. Tourists were watching us. Everybody was watching us. That whole parade that was for 15 minutes and shots were poured throughout like mezcal. You want to know how much it is? Guess how much it was. American
to have
dollars.
A whole parade.
To have an entire parade with your names personalized on a big piñata. There is stilts. There are people walking around, the Mexican ladies with the baskets on their heads. They're dancing, Mexican music, live band. Okay, double that. And that's what it was.
$200?
$200, you guys, for a parade. Literally, they approached us out of the church. And this church is not just a church, right? It's like a Mexican iglesia. It is a cathedral, all ornate and gold. And so we're literally, the ceremony ends. People are already partying in the streets, in the square. I'm telling you guys, it was incredible. And I was like, Enrique, how much did this cost? Did you guys are you going to foreclose your duplex in Queens? And he was like, no, Dre, it was $200 American dollars.
I am like, look, I wish I had been there because in the sense of like, I wish I was there mentally to think about that idea before I decided.
Had to wrap my head around it. And if you go there, it's such an amazing place just historically. And it's an amazing city. And there's so much great food and there's so much history. And you can be a motherfucking baller. Okay? I am a 24-year-old millennial who makes pretty good money now. And I was high rolling. I was like, you know what? 3 shots for everyone, like 50 people. And like you get the bill. And of course it's in pesos. So it's 20 pesos to $1. So it looks like 1,000,000 pesos, which really equals like $30. You're like, okay, that's the wrong math. But you get the point. You get the point. Pesos, you feel like a baller. The people there are so nice. And I practiced my Spanish a little bit. I'm not going to say that I'm fluent.
I heard, and you had a great time with your family.
Yes, like just the best. Like my heart was exploding the whole time. I'm a very emotional Leo. I was born in August, and just the whole thing was so emotional for me. You know,
really?
Just to see my family there and the mother-daughter. Sorry, I keep saying that. The mother-son dance. Cried the whole time.
Wait, so because I love the story of this.
Yes,
they danced to what? Celine Dion.
It was Celine Dion. That's like. For all those times you stood by me.
Yes.
For all those that set free.
Just I don't know like Celine.
But then there's one line that says, you were the eyes when I couldn't see. And every damn eye was wet in the place. It was wet. I mean, there was not a dry eye in the house.
Well, this is, of course, because your mom has glaucoma. So she's dealing with some losing eyesight, some fading eyesight.
Over the last 3 years.
People just completely broke down.
They lost it. And of course, the bride and father dance was very sweet too, because the father is very emotional. So he was crying the whole time. And Leonore is a little bit less, like she doesn't cry as much. So she was very much more, she was holding her dad and rubbing his back and like, it's okay. Like,
wait, are you going to talk about the best part about this whole thing though, really, was like how you got drunk and basically like.
I wasn't gonna mention it because I want to just glide over it. No, so.
Wait, do you want to glide over it?
I do. No, there was a couple things that I regret. One was not giving a speech because there's so many speeches. You know, the best man and the
really
maid of honor.
Do people really enjoy those?
That's what I always wonder. You know, it's like,
I don't think they
speeches.
do.
But you know what? Because this wedding, they've known each other for like over 14, 13 years, and they've broken up 3 times or 2 times. And so this wedding was like a testament to true love, right? Like they have broken up, they got back together, and so I think everybody wanted to hear the speeches. I think. So I thought, I love speeches personally. I love the speeches.
I always like the speeches because I do think at weddings, it gives you great insight to the people that you don't really know.
Exactly. You're like, who are they really? Yeah.
The speeches that I've seen, they tend to go really long. They're either really long or they're... there's always that fine line of like, you want to be funny, but give some information about the bride or groom that everyone doesn't know. And it's always like a balancing act because most people who do speeches, they don't talk for a living. So it's always.
Exactly. It's borderline like.
They don't have the mic up to their mouth. So you miss half the fucking parts. You're like, wait, what was that about the groom? It's like.
So true. So true. So while I know the best man was my brother's best friend since high school, and he's been a big brother to me as well. So that whole speech was hilarious. I mean, they got into it. My mom's speech, well, we were a little worried because my mom tends to ramble, and it was extra. It was a little funny. But the funny thing was she always was like, well, Enrique, he was always chased by women. And you see Leonore's face, which is the bride. She was like, what? Like, who? What women were after him? Like, what? And my dad was like, girl, cut it. What the? And he was nudging me like, it's over.
The moms are the best. And I love that too about the wedding because the parents will always be like, well, you know, about like the bride or the groom. They'll be like, you know, when we met them, we didn't really like them. Then we came around. You're like, oh my God, we could do without all this.
You know, it just wish them well and love them. But my mom gave a little more history than needed. She's like, Enrique was a player and like, you know, all this extra stuff. Oh my God. But so... and all in all, it was amazing. I did get a little too drunk and tell Leonore that I want to be more connected with her.
Which is your now sister-in-law.
My now sister-in-law. I call her my sister, not even in-law.
You don't have to get into the nitty-gritty, but I love that story. And I love the couple that were highly annoying that talked about their sex life because I feel like people watching and listening to this podcast, when you go to weddings, you can relate to those two things. You can relate to someone getting really drunk and then revealing something about themselves that they shouldn't.
Right.
And then you can also relate to at every event. And I just experienced this past weekend. I went out to a girlfriend's house out in Rappahannock.
Right.
And we stayed with this couple. And they were the most like type A, stereotypical, like Washingtonian, uptight people ever.
Oh, yeah.
And you always can relate to that couple. So
Always. So this couple, immediately we kind of get feels that the guy is just kind of like a tool bag. Like there's no other way to describe, just like a straight up tool bag. He's a tool. He's a screwdriver, a damn tool. He like popped his collar. He's talking to the ladies, but he came with a very good friend of the bride's, and they were very sweet in the beginning, but started to like get weird vibes from them. Like they just constantly wanted to talk about sex. And we're at a wedding, right? For my own family, my flesh and blood, my brother. And like they would approach me, and we were just after the wedding, we had the next morning, everybody's recovering. We drank a lot. We're having a nice brunch by the pool. And the woman proceeds to come up to me and talk about how raw her vagina is from sex. I'm literally holding melon, watermelon, and like my omelet with like rancheros. And I'm like, what? Like, whoa. Yeah, like crazy sex last night. Right? Like she's like, did you have any? I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna. Let's talk about you.
Always that couple.
Yes, they're so open. Like
I've been to a wedding where there was a couple on the dance floor. One of them shit their pants. They both left. They went upstairs, and they both did outfits changes. And I think it was the woman who shit herself live on the dance floor. It smelled pure, like someone was like, who the fuck changed a baby's diaper? And then this one couple, because it was a small wedding, this one couple like left.
Yeah.
Came back, they'd both done an outfit change, and we were like, who shit their pants, husband or wife?
Or they both went and like had a crazy, I don't know, and then they had to change. Well, either way,
but
there's always someone.
But who shit their pants? Because
either way, somebody shit their pants.
There's always that couple at weddings.
Yeah, always. Yeah, this couple was just like the douchey couple that was like, we have sex. Like, do you have sex? Like, my vagina's raw. Like, we were just like sessions of sex. And like, we drink, and they were just so too much.
Anyone who is telling you that much crap they're not even happy. No.
They slept in opposite beds. That I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, and they would explicitly say, they even told me like, you know what, you'd be getting hotter sex if you didn't wear a full suit. I was wearing a full suit because my family was around and didn't want to expose like my cleavage. Like my dad is there, like it's a wedding and we're all standing around. And yeah, the guy proceeded to say like, well, I feel like he just it was, what's the word? It was inappropriate and it was
like
rude.
Inappropriate commenting.
Right. And I just didn't like them. Every event we went to, they had to be the loudest couple there and just over the top. So if anybody can relate to that.
Everybody that's been to a wedding
yeah,
can completely relate to that.
Just an insane, but it was so good. And then I woke up this morning, I looked out the window and there was snow on the ground.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Everybody has off work, and I was like, all right, well, here we go. But I'm so happy to be back. It's not like I have it's not like I have a crappy job. I'm not like, sitting at a desk. I love this job. It's just after a good vacation, you got to get back to reality.
You're there in 80-degree weather, drinking fabulous tequila. Now, what's the deal? Everybody tells me, when you look at the media, you just feel like Mexico now is like so dangerous. Like, how did you guys?
That's what you said. You're like, we should go to Guadalajara, and I was like, no. We're not going to survive that.
So what's the deal? Were you guys like...
Well, definitely. I mean, Oaxaca is a very big city it's a big, modernized, more modern than I had even thought. But it's not as dangerous as you would think. Like I was walking around myself at like 10 o'clock at night, going to different hotels.
What?
And it's totally safe. I mean, there's definitely little panhandlers and they beg for money. But this is a big city. It's like Mexico City is even bigger, but towards you get to the border, that's like where the drug stuff is really happening. But when you get more south, it tends to
like not
diminish
as much.
a little bit. Exactly.
Oh, that's great.
They're safe. There's police around. There's nobody holding like machetes, walking around or something. But there's so many tourists. I mean, I saw so many tourists.
Well, that's
their
like bread and butter.
Almost
right?
more white people than Hispanics. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it's a very big tourist destination because of the culture and the food
and the cost. Right? It's so affordable.
So affordable. We fed a dinner for 36 people for like maybe $250, including drinks.
What?
Yes, 36 people. I mean,
Why am I getting married in the United States?
Out, Sarah. Yeah, I can't even believe when I heard the prices,
Because
I
my
just couldn't
family's
believe
from
it.
Maine. There's no way. I don't even know if they could find Mexico on a map. Like, no one is going there. Like, they're not.
Oh, this is
They're
reminds
like,
me.
and they watch, all they do is like watch Fox News. So
Yeah.
believe me, they'd be like, we're not going. We'll be kidnapped by the cartel.
Oh yeah, believe me. I mean, that is a lot. That's the idea that people have, which is sad. But if you ever want to go, we should. I mean, it's an amazing trip. I felt one with the people. You know, I am half Mexican, and I just felt so culturally aware. Like, I just was so happy to be there. And I thought of this because I was like, when you go back to Maine, you're a Maine. Like, when you just eat that lobster and it hits your mouth and you're like,
yeah.
Maine.
Oh, there's no place. Yeah, I love being there with family. And
right?
it's so true.
So take pride in where you're from, because I really, I was a ball of emotions the whole weekend.
Look at you.
So
I love
happy.
it. You're like such a little nationalist. You've like come back. You've got like spirit and you're just like channeling your ancestors. Look at this little one.
Yeah, I met so many of my cousins. My brother's best friend, he hooked up with one of our cousins from Mexico, and it was like the whole controversy of the weekend.
Oh, and there's always two people that hook up. I know.
Always two people. I mean, probably more, but they got married, they're 35 and 34, so a lot of people are already married. So if you were single to that wedding, it was a little depressing. Like, everybody was taken. It's like, ow. There's like
That'll be like
nobody
our
to hook
wedding.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You better bring Schmicky.
Well, I'm hoping that Paul will hook up with your brother.
Oh, I know. We are really hoping that, right? I know. That's true. I feel like if you and Paul don't like fight it out at the wedding, I hope that will be like, that would also be amazing.
I'm hoping to get belligerent and tell him off. What was the shade he was throwing at me, guys? Can we address that? The shade that was thrown last episode. I was listening to it on the plane, and I was like,
I'm like, you can't blame her. I know. He loves to throw shade at you.
yeah, I think it's all a game. Like, he just loves to throw it out there.
I think it's kind of serious. I'm like,
No, wait.
dude, you can't blame her.
Let's throw a little shade. What did you really think about his candles? Did they actually smell good?
Oh, I have to tell, I'm honest, this is like on my life,
Yeah.
true. I actually think the candle line for him is the best thing that he's ever done. Like the branding of it
Really?
looked amazing. Yeah, and it smelled unbelievable. And it's like all natural soy based or something. So
Coconut oil based.
Coconut oil based.
Yeah.
And it has a wooden wick, which I thought was an awesome touch. And then afterwards, like the glass is sort of like a thicker, reusable glass that you can make a little plant pot. I was
Okay,
like,
Paul.
I actually thought that was great.
Okay.
But no, I love having you on the show. And
Love being here. No.
I love having him too, but then he's like gone for a month and a half. It's like, I love you dearly, but you can't have like a full show if you're going to take a month and a half off. Who's going to co-host?
We don't take vacation like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Come on. I mean, I just came back from one, but we don't do it.
That's my favorite part about him. He's like, oh, it came.
So funny.
Like AJ came between us. I'm like, or maybe like your traveling did. Like, I'm not sure which one. I mean, come on. Anyway, all right. I've been dying to have you back because I want to ask you your opinion on all these stories. So
all these stories,
really
yeah.
quickly, we've been keeping everybody updated with Jussie Smollett. So according to news outlets and TMZ this morning, police are giving Smollett one more chance to basically meet with them because he has been avoiding
I'm sure.
any police. Like police want to interview him again. Right?
Yes.
So these Nigerian brothers have like spilt all the dirt. Like they basically said they were paid. So now Jussie Smollett is getting Mark Garagos, who's the famous, he's like representing Chris Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people as his attorney and has yet to speak to police. So police are saying we'll give you one more chance, either today or tomorrow, to meet with us, or it's going to a grand jury next week. So I'll be very curious to see how this unfolds today.
Now, what do you think would be the better option for him? To speak to the police and come clean, or to keep denying until the grand jury?
If I were him and I were Mark Garagos, I would right now be coming up with my mental illness story. I would be saying, okay.
You better be pulling it out of your ass. Pull that story.
I would be like, I would hold a press conference and I would be like, look, the whole thing was staged. I'm sorry. I'll own up to my mistake. I will pay my debt to society. I will, because your career's over. I mean, Empire has already axed him out of they've edited him out of 70% or 80% of all scenes for this season.
So that's already a huge hit.
You're already,
To him, right?
And that's, but I don't know. I think with Jussie Smollett, he's dug in. I think he's taken a page out of Trump's book. I think deny.
Right.
And if you deny hard enough, you'll have people who believe you.
I would love for him to come clean and just admit what the reasoning was behind this. Why did you really need that much attention? What was it?
Well, I think, look, like a lot of people got really upset, like, oh, don't be trying to make Jussie Smollett into mental illness. Like but I think if you're going to make up a huge lie, like that, something is mentally,
something's going on.
Majorly wrong.
Right.
Like you're like a sociopath, narcissist. I mean, you've got some serious things to fabricate all that. And they're saying that he's the one that basically cut the letters out, mailed himself to Fox Studios the letter of threat. And when that didn't get enough attention, then he hired the brothers to beat him up, allegedly.
No, he wants a Netflix documentary. Is that what he wants?
Who is going to,
this sounds like a fabricated thread of lies.
Actually, I hope they do a documentary on it because I'm obsessed.
I think that's exactly what he wants.
And I'm almost done with Lorena. So once I get done with Lorena Bobbitt, did anyone...
Chopping off the penis, yeah.
Did you even know? You weren't even born, I feel like. 1993? Were you born?
I was born 1994, but my mom has talked about it. She's like, well, you're going to chop off the penis like Lorena. And I never knew that reference until this
Okay, everybody watching and listening, did anyone realize that this whole Lorena Bobbitt and John Wayne Bobbitt story happened in Manassas, Virginia?
I had no idea.
How come I thought this always happened in the Midwest or like Long Island? Why did I think that this happened in Long Island?
Well, when they described her like driving along the road and throwing out the penis in like a field of corn,
like a 7-Eleven out of Manassas.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yes, like out on like Pope's Hill Road in Manassas, like where we drive all the time.
When you imagine somebody driving down the road in a pickup truck dropping off a penis, you imagine like a big cornfield, don't you? Not a 7-Eleven in Manassas.
No, literally, she like chucked it out in the 7-Eleven parking lot, like right over like the little dirted area, which is why they found it. They just brought out a few flashlights. It is like crazy.
Wasn't hard to find. We found it right next to the empty beer can. Like what? No, not to laugh at her struggle because that seriously was. Well, I side with her. After you watched it, who do you side with?
Oh, 100% her. Like okay. I didn't realize that. Of course. I mean, I was only 8. I was 8-ish.
1993. Yeah. Give a little backstory of the story for anyone who doesn't know.
When this happened, so I never really paid attention either. But the backstory is that Lorena and John Bobbitt were married. Mm-hmm. He was very abusive. He was an alcoholic.
Ex-Marine.
And essentially he would rape her in their marriage. And so she finally got tired of it. And she, like one night when he was drunk, cut his penis off. And left the apartment with the penis, drives to 7-Eleven, ditches the schween, and then goes to like a girlfriend's house, like her boss. But then it's really the media story of how people had a lot of empathy at the time because John Wayne Bobbitt was charged with like raping her and abuse, but he was found not guilty.
Right.
So then he garners all this empathy. So like Howard Stern does a like telethon to raise money for him. Then he goes into porn.
That was the craziest thing. I was like, what? They reenacted the whole scene where they chop off his penis and then they fuck. Like that is how could he capitalize off of that? After I
loved it so much. I feel really bad for her, but I can't believe it happened locally. I'm like, what? That must have been epic.
They even asked her to get like $1 million $1 deal to do a porn video, and she
was beautiful. I don't know why she turned that down. I would have done that.
Sarah,
you could pay me $10.
Oh my! It was traumatic experience. She's not doing a video to relive that whole thing.
I totally side with her. And,
I side with her. Yeah,
but I'll tell you that I don't. Have you watched the documentary? How do you know so much about it?
I watched a little promo before the show, but they pretty much gave like everything away in the promo. Is one of those things which I love.
I would skip. I don't know. It's okay. The documentary. It's not the best documentary that I've ever seen.
No?
It doesn't come close to any of the Fyre Fest ones. It's very slow. It's
okay,
like
those
4
are
parts. Good. It's super dragged out.
Yeah.
It's like every little thing that she did and, yada, yada. They could have done everything in like 2 parts.
Instead of 4, yeah. We don't like when they're... Give us the details up front. Just go with it.
Once you get the gist that obviously people didn't know the full story because they didn't have the internet. Right. So they believed that John Wayne Bobbitt was this innocent victim.
Right.
All that could have
crazy.
Been compressed.
Yeah.
Now I'm watching Abducted in Plain Sight. Have you watched that?
No.
Okay, wait. Do you know anything about that?
No.
Everybody watching this live feed. Well, I can't even tell you. I think it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's on the level of Fyre Fest crazy, but even nuttier.
So this is about people that in plain sight during the day abducted.
It's about in the 70s a guy who infiltrates a family, kidnaps their daughter, and starts sexually abusing her.
Only just kidnaps the daughter.
Don't have your mom watch.
Oh, Lord, she should not.
Oh, but no, it's way beyond that because he has sex with more family members.
What? Wait. He abducts more than the sister? Who else is he? He abducts the whole family?
No, he doesn't abduct the family, but he seduces the family. Like, I don't even want to give too much away. Let me just tell you this. I'll leave you with this teaser. Everybody watching, if you're watching YouTube and you've seen Abducted in Plain Sight, please comment. I'm dying to know. I'm only on episode 1.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is this guy ends up hooking up with both the parents.
What? Okay, this is how Sarah prefaces it. I don't want to give much away, but he hooks up with the mother and the father.
You guys, I'm addicted to documentaries. I'm addicted. Dan and
the way they do it is so good, you know?
Schman and I tried to watch, and it was crazy.
Wait a minute. So, okay. So the dad goes left for one, like he has a sexual relationship.
I'm not even going to tell you the story, but it is on par with, do you remember in Fyre Fest, the guy who says that Billy McFarland called him, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen.
We're spoiling
which one is that one? We're all documentaries. We spoil it all. In the Fyre Fest one.
The Hulu one.
It's the Netflix one. It's the Netflix one where the guy is part of Billy McFarland's team, and Billy McFarland calls him and he's like, hey, I'm going to need you to go down the head of the water district in the Bahamas, suck his dick for Avion water. Like, and the guy goes, okay, I drove down there and I was ready to get on my knee.
Oh, so like, I get it. Okay, so we'll save your daughter if you come here and you suck me off, basically. What a twisted tale.
Not exactly, but you're.
I'm getting
but
some
you're
close
getting
to it.
You're close. You're close.
That is okay. Abducted in Plain Sight. That's what it's called.
Yes, you have to watch, but I feel like don't watch with your mom because your mom will like lock you in the house forever. She'll never let you out.
Oh, I know she will. They're so protective.
Oh,
Lord,
it's crazy. I mean, it was the 1970s, so I'm not sure that shit would go down today.
You don't think so? Well, I guess we have way better like detectives and technology to be able to find things.
I feel like people weren't as naive. You know what I mean? Like it was in the 70s. It was like small town.
Yes.
You didn't think that. And to be fair to them, I mean, you did not think that anything like this would happen. Now, they were super religious. They were members of, oh my God, what is it? The Latter-day Saints? I don't even know. I think it's almost like a Jehovah Witness.
So branched under Christianity.
Very into trusting and helping people.
Yes.
So I think people are much more skeptical now of somebody who comes into your house.
Oh, no one trusts anybody these days. Which is, so you're right.
Right. So
less.
You have to watch it. All right. I want to know. So I love this story that millennials are no longer using top sheets. Do you use a top sheet at your house? And that's the flat sheet. Okay. So like people don't even know. When I was having this discussion yesterday, people don't even know what the top sheet is. So you put a fitted sheet over your mattress.
Right.
Then you're supposed to put a top sheet.
Exactly.
But millennials are getting rid of, and since we're both millennials on this show,
of course,
they're getting rid of the top sheet and they just have blankets on their bed.
Okay. We need to discuss this because
what do you do?
Oh, I take so much pride in my bed. Not that I make it every day, but I rush out of the house. But of course I have my mom. So she wasn't like military style. We didn't like have to make our beds every morning, but we always had matching sheets, matching pillowcases, and then a duvet cover over a nice, comfortable comforter. And then the nice big pillows, the shams. We always had that. She is obsessed with like all bed sheets. So why are millennials? You know what? I think this is just the
because
guys.
They don't think that they're necessary, and the reality
they keep you warmer.
Well, they keep you warmer. They're also supposed to protect your blankets, like from getting sweat. So the whole idea of a flat sheet on top
really washes their comforter every 2 weeks,
right? Yeah. Is it supposed to help the longevity of your comforter? But now that blankets and comforters are so much cheaper because of places like Marshalls and TJ Maxx, millennials feel like just throw your duvet cover on, use it, and then like once it kind of gets nasty, you ditch it, and they don't have the flat sheet.
Ass millennials. These are the guys that don't even have bed frames. These are the same guys. They sleep on a mattress with one of those fitted sheets, and then they just throw an ugly comforter on there. No.
Do you know a man, or I really want to know, like, if you, and you can always leave a comment too on our YouTube page. It's at HeyFrase. Be sure to subscribe. Let us know, do you use the flat sheet? Or do you know someone that doesn't? But yeah, they're saying that their flat sheets are getting away from it more and more. And now people have like a duvet cover. So they'll use the duvet cover, take the duvet cover off, just wash that.
Yeah, that's easy to wash. I mean, I will do that too every 2 weeks or, once a month probably. No, I am such a big, I take pride in my bed. I love a comfy bed. Like I've got the foam thing. I don't have one of those squishy
mattresses.
Right, like not the memory foam, but
Yeah,
I had
I
a
don't have one
memory foam
either.
pad. And that's what you got to take pride in your bed. Hello, I love my bed. I would
Jussie-
literally marry my bed if I could.
Oh, I know. I love a comfortable.
I love a comfortable bed. That's like where you go to every single day of your life.
Jessie Lynn Hart 22 was started this whole kind of strand on Twitter talking about this, and she says top sheets. I don't know a single millennial who uses one. Top sheets are archaic. That's just the truth.
Your body is archaic and dusty. That's what it is. She probably doesn't even wash her sheets that much. I know I'm being very assuming, but like that's disgusting. Like,
Were you offended by Burberry, by the way, switching gears? Were you offended by Burberry's, they've apologized for the noose hoodie? How about this for a 180?
I love when people used to get on me for doing really abrupt like changes in conversation. Speaking of fitted sheets, did you see the Burberry?
We've gone from light to, hey, how do you feel about that noose hoodie that everyone says looks like
Not
suicide? Funny, not funny.
When I saw this story, I was like, seriously? It's like no one's checking these days. Everybody just wants attention. They're attention whores, and that they just like, oh, let's just use being racist.
Did you think it was racist, or did you think that it was encouraging suicide? Because I initially thought that it was racist, but now people are saying no, they're not outraged because of race. They're now outraged because of suicide. I can't
both.
keep up.
Oh, I know. Who are we offending here? And all I saw was a noose, and you immediately assume just negative thoughts because a noose is never associated with positive things, right? So I immediately just said, why would they even do that? I associated it with slavery.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they apparently say, at least this one person on Instagram says that suicide is not fashion. It's not glamorous nor edgy. And since this show is dedicated to the youth expressing their voice, here I go. And then they go on to this tangent. Now, Riccardo Tisci, who is the head designer for Burberry, has come out and apologized, says that it was meant to have a nautical look, but now they understand the cultural insensitivities as well as the idea of like making suicide glamorous. But I'm with you. I don't know. I wonder whether it's Gucci and the sort of somewhat blackface hoodie. Like, do they just not? I don't know. Are they doing this on purpose?
Right. I think they're doing it on purpose.
And I almost think that the bad thing is whether it's Starbucks, because people are going to boycott Starbucks. No one has.
Right.
I almost think the problem is the calling for a boycott every time something like this happens. I think then no one boycotts.
And I think they just want to get their names in the Twitter feeds, and they just want to get their name in the hemisphere. Like they just want to get talked about.
They cut through the noise that way?
Yeah, exactly. We're so cluttered with people are talking about everything these days, and how does somebody stand out? They have to be, offensive, which sucks. Like, can we not be creative and find another way to be?
But I don't think people respond to creativity. I think they respond to outrage. So I think these brands, they know that right now people respond to outrage.
I mean, really, though, it was so inappropriate. I think this is worse than like the H&M with the monkey.
I don't even remember that. Oh, right. But God, see, I totally forgot that.
Right, we do, because this happens so often that we're so quick to forget, right?
Is everyone still shopping at H&M? Right. I completely forgot that.
Right. And I'm sure people do. Like, they boycott it for a little bit, and then it's back to just the regular, you know what I mean? It's like...
Can't keep up,
right? Like, but... I think it's extremely inappropriate, and I don't think that was a way to get attention at all.
Yeah. Also, I can you play the audio? I don't know if you can. I know you're working on a lot today. AJ is finally back from her Mexican trip where her brother got married. We are super happy to have her back, but it's a snow day in Washington, D.C., so some of our other crew members couldn't make it in. So I know you're working like double, but I'm obsessed with, and I think your mom should interview this couple. I'm obsessed with the Christian swinger couple. Have you ever heard of them?
I have not heard of them.
Have you ever heard of these two?
No, I haven't at all. Before we did the show.
So I end up watching this Facebook show this week that's about a couple who are swingers in Florida, of course, where they swing with other couples while preaching the Bible. But they literally have sex with other couples. And then they all talk about the Bible. Is this not genius?
Yeah, I mean, in normal terms, my mother would be completely just outraged because you're supposed to, the sanctity of marriage, you get married in the church and you're not supposed to sleep around. So, well, all right, let's hear what they have to say. I'm interested here.
The Christi Parade are devout Christians, but they've found an unusual way of spreading God's word. through swinging.
If I was a priest going to a swingers club, would you listen to me? You got a better chance of listening to me spreading the word.
Okay,
of
the
God
wife is actually a
being
man here.
swinger.
No, I'm
Don't
100%.
sin. It's just, how are you using it?
The wife is a man.
Like right now, this is God's plan.
I think she's just a
Swinging to
bodybuilder.
me
No,
started
Sarah.
as a lifestyle. And then it was like, you know what? We can do a lot of good with this. Instead of, like, just, let's just have fun with this. I'm getting to people that probably never will even visit a church. What I think about being a devout person is, hey, God's not going to put a line with a bunch of elephants. So what's he going to do? He's going to put a swinger with a bunch of swingers to spread his word.
That makes no sense. You're high,
Today,
sir.
True to their word, they're talking about the Bible with their latest swinging partners.
People are like, well, you're
These people look oily and sickly and
disgusting.
disgusting.
Are sinners.
They're hyped up on different hormones.
Join them, right?
They look psycho.
I love this. What's the best way to talk to swingers? Well,
it says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife." But what if your neighbor wants you to?
However,
okay, I'm sick. I'm sick.
I knew you'd love this. Look, I had to watch this entire video. You can check it out. It's called, what is it called? Barcroft TV on Facebook. You can watch the entire show. The most hilarious part is they go on because they have a grown daughter who essentially books all their appointments. So the daughter works for the parents and schedules their religious sex time.
What? Okay, these people are actually insane. They're jacked up on freaking steroids.
James says they have a cultish glow.
Yeah, they really do. He's got bright pink hair. She is a transgender, I think. I mean,
I don't think she is.
Okay, well then she takes massive amounts of steroids, and
it's just on roids.
And she might have even taken
oh boy,
what's the opposite of estrogen?
Oh, testosterone. Yeah, she's taking some testosterone. Look, they're out here. They're lifting weights now.
Okay, so what is their take on this?
They're saying LOL.
They want to connect with. They want to be able to spread the word of God, but in order to do that, they want to sleep with the other couple first.
Okay, if I can understand this, which his rationale makes zero sense.
But he was talking about freaking elephants.
He basically believes that God has called him to talk to swingers because many people feel that swinging is against God's will, right? Like,
right,
coveting thy neighbor's wife. Right. But they're basically saying, look, like, hey, this is a way for us to recruit new people to Christianity through swinging. It makes no fucking sense. But I just love that these guys have an actual business.
I do too. What is their business?
And then people have sex with
pay
them.
to sleep with them?
Your search ends here. Oh, wait. You just meant they have like a Twitter page.
Running the site from close to home.
Working with a mom on a sex website, it is a little different. I am not currently involved in lifestyle. It's never a non-possibility with my other half, but you have to develop certain rules and you have to get to a point where you're both trusting on many different levels.
Now they've found their vocation, Dean and Christy plan to keep going till God tells them to stop.
Get it?
So far today, God hasn't said, hey, Dean, stop this. It's a sin. I don't want you to do this. Till he does that, I'm gonna.
Do you see my face right now?
As many people as we can.
Well, God is speaking to him.
Okay, there are other ways of converting friends to your religion. Okay.
Oh my God, I loved it. When I saw that, I was like glued. I'm like, people have the best ideas.
Okay, maybe we can get you into the Catholic Church,
I would
Sarah.
do it. I would totally. I mean,
well, I'm sorry, but Schmano would not be interested.
Oh, Schman is definitely not down. Schman is my monogamous swan. No, there is no way. As of now.
I heard that last episode and I wanted to bring that back. The monogamous swan.
He is. Like, swans mate only for life. And then when their partner dies, they do not mate with any other, like, swan. That's just
penguins, right?
Are penguins
or
dolphins?
Dolphins
I think.
Monogamous.
Yeah, they're like the only two species. Let me tell you. Schman is my swan.
This couple looks crazy. I can't even describe it. Couldn't they have done a better documentary, like with better cameras? They look so sweaty. Get some oil wipes.
They're in Florida.
You're right. It's hot there.
It's hot. They're out. They're meeting other couples. They're bodybuilding. They're sweating. He's got pink hair. They both look like muscular bodybuilders. They both look like Joe Giudice from Real Housewives of New Jersey with just like different color hair. But they have Joe Giudice's body.
Very tan and roided up and just like veins popping out of places.
Completely.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't know. I hate it, actually. No.
Not a fan?
Not a fan. Hate it.
Before we get into poppin', which 4 things that are poppin' is everything... other big stories that are happening in the pop culture celebrity world. We have to thank our sponsor, Joybird. Have you heard the revolution in online furniture shopping? And Joybird, the company behind it all. Joybird believes that you should never settle when it comes to your home furnishings and that you should always have the freedom to be boldly original. With Joybird, you can get one-of-a-kind furniture made to your unique taste. Turn your ideas into reality with hundreds of styles and options. From mid-century modern to contemporary classics, customizable and an amazing array of fabric choices, from rich buttery leather and plush velvets to every color imaginable. Quality handcrafted furniture. Each Joybird piece is made by hand with care and precision using high quality hardwood and reasonably and responsibly sourced materials. It fits your exact specifications. Limited lifetime warranty included. See how Joybird is revolutionizing online furniture shopping. Create the furniture that brings you joy today at joybird.com/Frase. You can go to joybird.com/Frase and receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using code Frase, Frase. And if you want to support the show, because many of you email or DM me, that is the way to do it. So be sure to use our code, frequent our sponsors on the show. We love Joybird. Go to joybird.com/Frase. Okay, 4 things that are popping. Everything that you need to know in celebrity news overnight. Some big stories.
Huge stories.
Are you believing, everyone saw it was trending for the better half of yesterday. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian are done. And that's because allegedly he made out with Jordan Woods, who is Kylie Jenner's best friend. I don't believe it.
That family is so intertwined and messed up. They need help. Kris Jenner works harder than the motherfucking devil. She's a psychopath, and this was all planned. This is all calculated. I'm so tired of talking about them. I'm so tired of them being the main attraction. If they're irrelevant for even a split of a second, Kris Jenner's hard at work, must think of new tactic to get back in the news. Now Jordan Woods is sleeping with Tristan. Jordan Woods is not even Tristan's type. He likes
I
dem
think
hoes.
It's fabricated. Here's my reasoning for thinking that this is fabricated.
Give me your reasoning.
I think they've been off really since the first cheating. I don't think she ever really fully took him back. I think they hung out because they have a daughter.
Exactly.
But you're telling me Jordan Woods, who is rode for Kylie,
ride or die.
Ride or die. Yeah. Jordan Woods kept Kylie Jenner's pregnancy, which arguably probably could have been, she could have fetched the most amount of money. I'm going to say $250,000, $300,000 to tell all. She keeps that a secret to then make out with Tristan Thompson. I don't believe it. I really don't.
Ain't worth it.
And this video came out on a guy who has a Hollywood website that you've really never heard of, but it suddenly has 1.3 million followers. I'm like, this seems staged to me.
And the only reason we're believing it is because of the cryptic message that Khloe wrote back on the post.
Right. So this, and let me figure out the guy's name. So Khloe ends up kind of confirming it. Tristan Thompson ends out tweeting yesterday fake news, then deleted that. I don't believe it for 1 second though.
I love that people are like, the tea is piping. No, the tea is not piping with them. It is old news. Listen,
Hollywood Unlocked. So the guy from Hollywood Unlocked allegedly breaks this. He claims that one of his writers was at the club where Tristan made out with Jordan Woods, and then under that, Khloe is using the sound off.
Yeah, the alarm, and making an announcement. Yeah. No, that's not a big enough thing to make it a real assumption that they actually hooked up. Plus, Jordan lives in Kylie's house. Kylie bought her a car.
I feel like they've taken a page out of Jussie Smollett. Yeah. Everyone here goes, you know what? People are still believing Jussie Smollett, so, he's still in 30% of the seats on Empire, so let's go all in and make up this lie.
This is a completely fabricated lie. So moving on. Yes, Khloe and Tristan are over, but I don't think he hooked up with Jordan.
Where are you at with the whole Lady Gaga? Now, Lady Gaga has called off her engagement yesterday. It's official. No longer engaged.
I liked them.
You did?
I liked them.
With her agent? I did until I found out his age. She's 32 and he's like 50.
Okay, well, what about Mick Jagger?
Hell no. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk Mick Jagger, too. I love Mick Jagger. That's another... I'm just...
Another one.
As someone who's dated older men, you know I have the 10-5 rule.
Yes.
10 years older, 5 years younger.
Right.
Because beyond 10 years, it is rare that you have a lot in common.
Right. Like, do you have the same interests? Probably not. You just want the money, mostly? Yeah.
Christian Carino, is the agent's name that was engaged to Lady Gaga, has been her longtime confidant. I do think that she fell in love with Bradley Cooper.
Oh my, 100%.
Do you think those two are going to be together?
I don't, even though she's wildly successful and an amazing artist. But Bradley's so in love with Irina. Like,
you think?
Who would leave Irina? Who? Like, why would you? Okay, now maybe their chemistry is so strong from a movie, but a lot of the times it dies out. Like, you're on set with each other, you're constantly having to do romantic scenes. So of course you're going to feel very close to that person, but it's not real. It's all fabricated. It's a movie, y'all. I mean, but I love to watch.
I give Irina and Bradley like 6 or 8 months, and I think it's game over.
Once again, it'll be a fabricated story. Like, they love to create all this drama. Now, okay, when they're doing interviews, you see how Lady Gaga stares lovingly into Bradley Cooper's eyes.
Okay, for me, I knew that their engagement was over at that Vegas show where she brought him up and she was like on her knees, like
ready to
looking
suck
at him.
his D.
Yeah, when he was singing, I'm like, girl, you got a man. He's got a baby with another woman.
Yes.
Like, what the actual... She was so in love, and just like the way she's just like looks at him.
No, I get it. Bradley Cooper is amazing.
I mean, he's super hot, and I will say, I think
talented.
He's so talented, and he is in A Star Is Born. If you haven't seen it, he's the hottest fucking thing. It's like Paul Newman, circa 1970. I mean, he's the hottest thing on the screen. So we get it. What we're saying is we get. He's pretty super talented. I could see them. I'm just saying. I think they've got a love story there.
But it's sad because her agent will probably always have her back, and they have so many more memories that her and Bradley have shared. So I don't know. It is sad to see that. But hey, you didn't marry him, so you didn't make the commitment.
Her second engagement ring, she's supposedly keeping it, worth between $300,000 and $400,000. She's got 2.
I keep that too. I keep that safe in my pantyhose box. Do not get rid of that.
That's pretty amazing. Mick Jagger, 71 years old, and after sleeping with about 4,000 women, 75 years old, 4,000 women, he's now ready to settle down with his 31-year-old girlfriend.
It only took 4,000 women to finally find the one, right?
4,000.
Disgusting.
Melanie Hamrick, who's also from Virginia and trained in Williamsburg, Virginia as a professional ballet dancer, has now won the heart of the 75-year-old rocker.
Sarah, there's always hope for you.
Who the fuck wants to be with someone 75? Are you kidding?
Well, obviously. Do you think it's for the money or do you think it's for love?
Way for the money.
Right? Have you seen his face?
Yeah, and it's a hot mess.
You could like hop and skip and a jump over his wrinkles.
Oh my God, it's a dish towel wrung out. I mean, I cannot. They have been dating and now he's exclusive with her.
They have a child together. I
mean, again, I know, believe me, he's a huge rock star.
Yeah, and maybe she's attracted to that. I mean, just the fame and the fortune and all of his stories. I'm sure he's a lot of fun to talk to.
Melanie was apparently in Mick Jagger's circle and reached out to him after the tragic death of Lauren Scott, Mick Jagger's partner of 13 years. And their relationship developed. They were pictured at the time cuddled up in a penthouse balcony of Mick's luxury Zurich hotel. Friends say she puts a smile back on his face after months of mourning. Melanie is one of 2 top ballet dancers in the U.S. and was engaged to Cuban classical dancer Jose Manuel Carino up until 2014.
All right. Well, she has talent. She's not just a bimbo that's like hot with fake tits,
4,000 women. I mean, can you imagine?
Absolutely
Who has
not.
Time?
Who has the energy?
Who's got the energy?
No, that sounds exhausting and like too much. You know what? He probably is settling down now because ain't nobody want to take that schlong.
Your dick doesn't work without serious Viagra. Like, of course he's right. I mean, you can't go out chasing 4,000 women when you can't get it up.
It's broken in 3 different ways. It's like going left and right and diagonal. I mean, that thing is old, tired, and wrinkled like his face.
Am I the last? I'm so with you. Abrupt move on. Okay. Am I the only person who didn't realize that Karamo Brown, am I saying it right? Karamo?
Yes.
From Queer Eye from the Straight Guy, has a 10-year-old son, another adopted son, and he didn't find, the kids are like way older now. They're like 18 and 21.
Yes.
But he didn't find out that he had a son till his son was 10 years old. And he gets like a court subpoena to pay $230,000 in back child support. Am I the only one that didn't know this?
You and me both. You had mentioned this right before the show, and I was like, what? No, first of all, they didn't even mention this in Queer Eye. This happened prior to Queer Eye, and they didn't even touch on it in Queer Eye.
So I'm confused because I started researching this story, and it seems like articles came out in May of 2018, of June of 2018. He did that, but I'm with you.
They probably had filmed before then, right?
Okay. I guess so, because I was going to say, I have never seen in Queer Eye in any of the episodes them address this.
Not a damn time. And you know they would capitalize on that. They would use that as a storyline, to like...
Right?
To get along with one of the characters. This is insane. Now, so tell the story because it's a crazy story. I think he's had sex once in his life.
Karamo? Am I saying it right?
Karamo. It's funny because we've gone over this before. Karamo? No. Remember we said it's Karamo.
Karamo?
Just call him KB.
KB. Okay, KB has a new memoir out. My story of embracing purpose, healing, and hope, recalling the night that he learned of a 10-year-old son. In 2006, KB's stint on The Real World Philadelphia, after that had ended, he goes home to LA. On his doorstep was from Texas Attorney General's office was a subpoena for back child support of $280,000. He says he thought he was being punked by Ashton Kutcher. Not exactly.
I mean, I would too.
Furthermore, the child was from his high school friend Stephanie Brooks, whom he had sex with one time when he was 15. One time.
This is a scary thing about when you get pregnant. It's like, it literally takes one time, folks.
He says he spit out the juice that he was drinking. 5 weeks later, a paternity test in Houston confirmed that KB was indeed the father of Brooks' 10-year-old son, Jason, and they met for the first time. He says that once he laid eyes on his 10-year-old son, his life was complete. KB is now 38 years old. He said, I realized I created this child who had no idea about his upbringing, where his father was, and I couldn't mess him up. He says that he entered his life and the two have had a great relationship. He even ended up having his son come and live with him slowly over time, full time. That is amazing.
Wait a minute, he's 38 now. So his son would be...
I think his son is 18, and then he ended up adopting his son's half-brother, Christian, and that young man is 21.
They did not address this at all during the show, even though he knew about it before.
That is crazy. So yeah, because he had this kid when he was 15. So actually his son, Jason, is now 22 and Christian is 18. They remain close by KB's side, even accompanying him to Japan while Queer Eye filmed there recently. What? Did we miss this episode?
I watched that seasons twice. Like I watched it again, and they have not talked. They did not address that at all, which is crazy to me.
Season 3 of Queer Eye arrives on Netflix on March 15th.
It's a possibility they talk about it then.
They should, and the book is out March 5th.
You know what? Okay, so maybe they were saving it for a teaser to the to the memoir, right?
What?
That is insane. But you know what? He seems like the best father ever. I mean, to just open your arms like that. And why would she keep it a secret from him? Because he wanted to maybe keep his sexuality as... Maybe he wanted nothing.
Well, I'd be curious to read this chapter in his book because apparently he didn't find out through Stephanie, the ex-girlfriend. He found out because the state, she was applying for welfare. So the state ended up, I guess, maybe you have to put like who you think the father is or who the father is. Exactly. They contact him to pay the money so she doesn't have to go on welfare. And that's how he found out. He didn't even find. So I'd be curious about that too. Like, how do you then have a good relationship with a woman who for 10 years she obviously... Because she put on the paperwork, it was him as the father. So she had to suspect that he was the father. You're not bitter about that?
And she looked a little older than him in the photos. So when he was 15, how old was she?
I don't, detective, you need to find out. I mean, maybe this is a case of a woman 18, 19 years old hooking up. I mean, maybe there's something shady going on here.
Right, because in the picture, she looked, Karamo looks amazing. He doesn't look a day over 30. That's why it's so strange. And why would she hide it from him if she was a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old, she would go to her mom and say, Mom, I'm pregnant. And the mom would be like, who'd you sleep with? And she'd, you'd think a mom would take over unless she was a much older woman. And this is very interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is. And to keep that for over years.
I need to find out more. It's a good book tease. Because now I want to know the details. Of course. Well, Age, I'm glad you're back.
here. So happy to be
I'm
back.
so thrilled that you're back. You guys, thank you for checking out YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, share with your friends. We're going to share some clips on Facebook, but we will be live every Monday, every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 for our West Coast fans. We'll see you on Sunday for the Mindful Eating Seminar. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Rock the Cast Pod.
Oh, follow AJ on the mic.
AJ on the mic and follow
At HeyFrase.
at HeyFrase. You get to see the behind the scenes.
All the behind the scenes. Bye, everybody.
Rock the Cast Pod. Rock